Everybody, it's MacDougal here, and I just seen that movie Unsane. Man, it was really insane. I actually really liked it for what it is and for what kind of it tried to be. I really liked the iPhone shot setting and how to, convey it into the character's mind. But that's not really what I want to talk about. I just had like this idea for a sequel to see if it could possibly happen. But this idea is not like a really supposed to be a good idea. It's supposed to be kind of a funny way of doing a sequel. But I conventionally called it Unsane David's Revenge. But I really hope you like it, and I hope you kind of enjoy what I try to come up with and do. And I might do more in the future, but let's get started. Okay, here we go. So basically, Sawyer has a stalker support group, and it's 3 years from the previous movie. A woman who I can't think of a name right now, knew Jay Farrow's character, Nate, finds her and wants her to go undercover. She'll pay her $10,000, which is enough to save her support group. Which you can probably come up with something in your head why she needs $10,000. I don't know. She's given a new identity by a woman who she said she's going to be her fake sister. She gives a folder of a teenage girl they found after a suicide attempt, but her statement was falsified by her lawyer that they got from an inside source. She pleads that she was just like her, like Sawyer, but also claims that they spray some kind of green gas that makes them see things. Sawyer is also in a new relationship with a guy named Todd she met a month ago at a hot dog stand getting corn dogs. She's really into him, and he's kind of into her, but they have this problem. She kind of hints to one of her friends about it, but she kind of doesn't learn from the first movie about trusting and finding the right guy, because she just leaves without telling him. His mother basically passed away, and he's sort of needy on affection. But basically, she rides up with the woman, that Nate knew. Sawyer is told to put on an act to kind of make her seem crazy. And so here's the stupid twist that we probably get 10 or 20 minutes into it, that her boyfriend is actually the one who's behind it. Wow, when I came up with this, I didn't see this coming. And instead of letting her go, he goes on with this act, and he kind of reveals like this is his fantasy has come true with her, and he views himself kind of as a god with power to manipulate minds. So you kind of like find out he's kind of weird and crazy. So basically, like the big symbol in the last one is Sawyer's cross, like she has like from her mother now, which kind of plays a big part at the end of the movie, which I thought. So for the remainder of the movie, she's kind of learning with the people, just kind of like her last mistake. Because I figured like if she learns more, she can play like a big part at the end, just like in heist movies, like they try to figure out a way how to get in a safe. Anyway, I'm just battering on. She eventually finds the girl who now I want to call Virginia, not the girl, but the woman that Nate knew. Her name's Virginia. Virginia, I don't know why. But she finds out that she's locked in a soft padded cell. So the only way she can get in if she's crazy enough to, get in there. So she concocts this plan. And this guy named Bill apparently poops if you tell him his favorite joke. And there's a young nerdy guy named Greg who likes tabletopping people. So she knows like one of the watchers who's named Dean Pebbles. He sells pebbles on the inside. Is a tough but a kind of a dumb guy. So Sawyer gets in a fight with another patient, and Dean comes in like a boss. So Sawyer gives like a signal to another, and the patient tells the joke to Bill, and he poops, and Dean gets in the middle of it, and he can't stand straight. Like those old cartoons where he's just But basically, Greg's behind him, and he tabletops him. After this whole incident, probably which she could have done by punching someone or doing something else stupid. she finally gets put down in the cell with the girl who reveals herself as Lucy, and her boyfriend Todd is actually, wait for it, here's another twist, is David's brother. And on top of it, that he's actually married to, wait for it, Virginia. He has had this plan for years. So basically, we get a retrend of the first one where they're in the cell, and Todd finally comes in, and they have a confrontation, and he basically kills Lucy. But then another twist happens, and Virginia was not actually her husband, but an actual reporter in disguise as one of the nurses they hired. Todd takes Sawyer hostage and plans to go back to where his brother was killed, but now it's a game of cat and mouse because she took the cross and jabs it in his knee, and she's trapped in the other section of the asylum, and the only way out is he has the key. So she gives him by spraying this chemical stuff that he's been making, and he's basically hallucinating. So finally, the final twist at the end, that Todd actually killed the real doctor and had made up fake documents to eventually get Sawyer committed, and that the asylum was legitimate. So basically, at the end, she saved her support group, and her and Virginia lived happily ever after. But then something else happens, until David and Todd's uncle comes into town. What'd you guys think? What'd you think of Unsane David's Revenge? Leave a comment below, and hopefully I'll have more to come. This is MacDougal, signing out.